1, 2, 3, start. So I spent the last 2 days in just researching and going through each and every step of Daniel Priestley's funnel just to get to know these three things. Number one, how this guy makes 7 figures just by using his event funnel. Number two, how this guy is funneling a lot of ideal prospect into his pipeline. Number three, how this guy always remain in demand. Like he always has a dozen of wait list in which people or prospects are ready to buy his services, coaching services. So I went through each and every single Meta and LinkedIn ads. I went through each and every social media post, every single thing which includes top of the funnel content. And second, I even went through his sales pages, emails, lead magnets as well. So one thing like I'm very sure about, that if I would have find this same funnel 2 to 3 months back, I would have made my clients' life so much easier, because I'm not going to like just explain everything in one sentence. I'm just going to share how the entire funnel look like. That's how much I'm excited to went through this funnel. And yeah, let's get started. So whenever I'll use any difficult word or any acronym, I'll add the meaning on the bottom somewhere. You can just check it out. So before going through the funnel, I just want that we go through his certain business rules, certain business beliefs, because if we have better idea about his belief, only then we will be able to understand his each and every funnel step, and then we will be able to like better reverse engineer those funnel steps as well. So yeah. So number one rule, okay, so the first part is how he thinks about the demand, in which the first rule is obviously 7-hour content rule, in which Daniel is basically saying before you even ask for the first inbound sale, not outbound, inbound sale. Before you even ask for your first inbound sale, give your audience at least 7 hours of valuable interaction with you through either content, calls, or events. Notice how he thinks about the inbound content as well, like inbound lead as well. He doesn't stick to the content. He said give your audience at least 7 hours of valuable interaction with you through calls or events, and it can be content as well. Second rule is about the 7-11-4 trust rule, which basically means your prospect should at least watch your content 7 hours in 11 touch points. Those 11 touch points can be reels, YouTube short, long form YouTube video, threads, and a lot more thing like LinkedIn post as well. And then he has 4, which basically means the prospect should at least watch you in 4 different contexts. So stranger feels like they already know you, they know your personal life, like you are part of their week. That's how much familiarity is needed here. Rule 3 is same, the free and familiar rule. Don't try to be viral, aim to be familiar first. Show up with free and useful content so often that the prospect feels like you are already part of the week. The rule number 4 is we have the signal of interest rule. The signal of interest rule basically means is you make it easier to raise a hand for a viewer or a prospect than to buy. In this rule, you basically use forms, waitlist, and a lot of scorecards. So people can signal interest at even 10 to 20%, certainly not 90%. Then we have rule number 5, which basically means the demand over supply rule. You design every single part of your funnel asset, so there are always more people who want to be in that space, and you create that demand and supply tension that lets you charge even premium prices. Second is about content and ecosystem rules, in which the sixth or the first rule is the always on media rule. Basically, redistribute your content, because it's not about what you say, it's about what you repeat. Basically turn your ideas or turn your podcast into videos, short clip videos, post, even text content as well, so that the 7 hours of selling, so that your content does the 7 hours of selling while you sleep or do other work. The rule number 7 is about founder-led marketing. Of course, be the face of your brand because people trust a human story far more than any logo or any stock image person. The rule number 8 is the multi-platform presence rule, which basically means you should at least have the presence at 4 places you should be present on. It can be your YouTube, IG, LinkedIn, events, or emails as well. Rule number 9 is the big ticket content rule. If you sell high ticket services, accept that they are trust products and it will require longer content and deeper education and more touch points to convert. And rule number 10 is about the magic 5 attention rule, which I really like. Now you will understand this magic 5 attention rule through this, where he mentions about 4 different contexts. So the magic 5 attention rule is your hook attention should be about scary, strange. Basically, your hook should be something like that a human brain cannot ignore. It should be scary, it should be strange, it should be even sexy, it should be free or familiar. But keep in mind, with free or familiar, you have to build your reputation first. Okay, then the third part is about his ideas around offers and positioning. The number 1 rule is the IP before hours rule, which basically means you don't sell hours, you package your service or your knowledge into an intellectual property like frameworks, books, or courses or software first. Then the second rule is about the productized demo rule, which basically means you turn your sales calls into a product. So even a no still feels like they got value, not a pitch. And rule number 13 is the name, same, fame, aim, game rule, which basically means you should have 1 minute answer for who you are, what space you are in, why you are credible, what's your next 3 to 4 months goal or focus, and what's your 3 to 4 years vision. Then the rule number 14 is about the premium pyramid rule, which you will understand in the middle of the funnel later. It basically means you use data to sort leads into a pyramid or into a pyramid style text and reserve your time and premium offers for the top segment that get the most value. Rule number 15 is about the oversubscribe principle, which basically means the goal is not to get more sales, the goal is a wait list. The goal is to have a big ass wait list so you can pick clients, not beg for them when you have a solid offer. Then the fourth part is about how he thinks about the lead machine or lead magnets, in which the first rule is around the scorecard lead machine rule. The scorecard lead machine rule, in which he basically explained that you should use forms or scorecards to capture data and segment your whatever leads you get around that, and let prospect tell you their problems in their own words. They are why he is focusing on the scorecard thing, because it is his product. Second, they are very UI friendly and your prospect never feel that they are getting sold through this. Then the rule number 17 is about quick wins campaign rule, which basically means whenever you need any cash or case study, run a short campaign to your existing list, retarget them however you want, give them certain challenges or promos or assessment before hunting new traffic. Then the next rule is about the big 5 lead activities, which basically means instead of betting your business into single channel only, rotate it between 5 lead engines. Number 1, hustle, which basically means outbound, content, partnerships, paid, and scorecards. Fifth is about how he thinks about the execution and mindset thing. Obviously, if you want, you can skip this. The number 1 is the apprenticeship rule, which basically means spend a season apprenticing in a fast growing business. So you copy real patterns instead of just internet advice. The 90-day focus rule, which basically means run your business in 90-day sprints. So you can judge everything, whether it moves that one needle or not. Now we move on to the top of the funnel, and we are going to figure out how Daniel is getting attention on his offers in terms of paid meta ads, LinkedIn organic and paid, and all of that stuff. So number one, we have paid meta ads. So if you see, Daniel is running a lot of meta ads. Okay, he's running a lot of meta ads with the same messaging. If you like see the pattern here, with same messaging everywhere, with the same creative. But here's the interesting part. He he's running those ads with different targeting. Basically, he's even retargeting as well, calling out each and every niche or whatever you call target audience he has, just like Alex Hormozy does. What Alex Hormozy does is, but he does this at a big scale. He record a video ad calling out like, hey chiropractors, and that chiropractor word will be replaced with his other audience like dentist or healthcare business by AI. It feels personalized to each and everyone, and they think that this workshop or whatever the offer is just for them, so they just sign up. And you can check this creative as well through the board. I have attached the link below. And one thing you can notice that he and Alex Hormozy never runs any image ads on Meta ad. And then we move on to organic LinkedIn. So we have a lot about organic LinkedIn here. So Daniel posts every single day. On Friday and Saturday, he posts his personal content. On Sunday evening, he mostly posts about his video clips. And I can guarantee he's getting a lot of inbound leads from his every single post, no matter if the post is personal post as well. How I'm sure about that? Because his most of the posts first are around 170 words and 24 lines, and out of those 170 words, 50 words are just in the bottom, which is promoting the same offer by just changing the first line. And I even tested it out for my clients as well, and you can see we already got more than 200 leads here. When I tested it out for one of my clients, she got 24 leads from her just personal post. From her 4 personal posts, 2 out of 4 posts were very personal. It was completely unrelated to the ICP pain points, and she still got that inbound leads. So if you notice, one pattern is Daniel Priestley never stick to any format because he doesn't want to make it obvious for the viewer around what the next post is going to be about. And again, he makes sure he promotes the same offer in every single post. Now, of course, I cannot break down every single post here. Of course, I cannot break down every single post here, but I can give you some ideas or aha moment for you. Most of the founders who haven't got their breakthrough moment yet is posting content around how they consistently think about their ICP problems. ICP means ideal client problems, not how their client is feeling the problem. For example, for founders, the post word bank will be like lead gen for basically agency founder, lead gen, client acquisition, or CRM integration. For coaches, it can be like business development and all of that stuff. But for ICP, it is how he thinks about that problem. So how ICP thinks is, from where am I going to get my next clients? From where am I going to get any referrals? From like the ICP thinks in a very strange way, in a very human way, and we thinks in a business way. Your ICP might be thinking, am I going to get any referrals from anyone? You should use that line in your post as well. Should I do an event from should I do an event this month or not? But how do I promote it? This can be like some ICP's line as well. That's how your ICP actually thinks. You should have your own word bank, which you know will resonate to the audience, and that's what gave us breakthrough result, and sometime even 200 leads. You can clearly see that this post is not about any story or whatever. This is straightforward bottom of the funnel post, and you can see we have already got 243 leads from here. And that's how the most of the LinkedIn game works. Then next we have is around LinkedIn paid ads. So this is as same as meta ads, but here's he is using image creatives more than video creatives, and very different but similar offer. We will discuss this offer in the middle of the funnel. Now it's about his YouTube. So on YouTube, Daniel's core pillars on YouTube are like how to make 10K to 15K per month. Everyone who uses this playbook makes 1M, and how to sell, which basically act as an evergreen entry point into his world. You can even see wide range of people watching his content from like 21 to 60 years of age. You can clearly see from his comments. And how and the even the YouTube video length is about 25 to 60 minutes, which can easily deliver a big chunk of that in one go, while his YouTube shorts, clips, and collabs add extra touch points and platforms. So, which at the end of the day eventually fulfills his rule number two, which is around 7-11-4 rule, which basically means 7 hours of content, 11 touch point, 4 different contexts. And his big reach comes via podcast shows where he explains his concept like 7-11-4, the entrepreneurship ladders, and his playbooks and all of that stuff. And he basically attach his offers link in the description below, which I don't think so, which obviously is useful, but he's not promoting his offers mainly on YouTube. Then we have his Instagram. On Instagram, most of the Daniel's reel are just clipped from his podcast. They are mostly clipped from podcast, his long form YouTube videos, masterclass. Basically, his team reiterates the YouTube content for his Instagram reel and even post again and again viral short and reels as a trial reels to reach the non-followers every single day. Basically, your 1 hour of content, ah, very tough to write. Basically, your 1 hour of content can be transformed into 6 to 7 short content pieces, or maybe more than that. So, his feed, if you see his feed, it is a rotating mix of reels, graphics, and photos showing behind the scenes with a scorecard app and events, and which makes it feel less like a business page but more like a personal page. And on stories, he often posts about upcoming live events, book launches, and masterclass with direct CTA or frames like looking forward to this, etc. For threads, he is just reposting the same content, the same strategy as Instagram. Now we have almost nothing to cover on the top of the funnel side. So let's move on to middle of the funnel, where all the lead qualifications happens. And it also plays a huge role in any one funnel. So one of the finest part about his funnel is the clarity a viewer get while reading his funnel asset. Funnel asset could be like sales page, image as well, which even you can replicate as well just by adding these two elements. Number one is clear next steps. Number two is two lead magnets. First lead magnet will be after qualifying and registration. Second will be in last page or in email as a thank you note. So let's talk about how he thinks about clear next step thing. So the offer that he is promoting is his event workshop, through which entrepreneur can learn how to get better at starting 2026 by learning AI and strategic blueprint as well. So you can see the clear title and goal at the very beginning of the page, which plays a huge role in terms of like making the viewer understand what this is about. And then he has a CTA button over here, which I guess almost no one add the CTA underneath the direct heading. So how did he even come up with this? So in copywriting, there are 5 to 6 types of headline present. Each can be used according to the audience awareness level. So if you notice, Daniel's audience is more on the awareness side in terms of problem solution and even product as well. That's why promise leads or headline promise lead, or we can call it as promise headline, worked here. So there are 6 main types of headline. Number one is story headline, proclamation, the secret, problem solution, proof, and promise, and offer lead. So for promise lead, you basically have to have the your USP, your promise, and it has to be original, and it should your promise should target your prospect dream desire, and it should be big enough but still believable, and you should follow up with that promise lead or headline with a sub headline which is about that headline but a kind of a proof. So you can understand directly from here, or you can just go through this examples as well. For example, this instant relaxation, which is obviously a promise lead that you will get instant relaxation. Then he has a proof here: build your memory in 4 short weeks so powerfully your family won't believe it. So that's how promise lead work. And you can even see he wrote here as well: make it big in 2026, the next playbook for growth. Okay, now if you notice, he has a very compelling 1 minute VSL video here, and which is quite shocking that he has around 1 minute VSL, because the important thing here is not about the duration, it's about the entire VSL is almost near 1 minute, and in 1 minute he almost convinced me to completely join the webinar and whatever his high ticket offer is, just to buy that. And how did he do that? Obviously because of the structure. If you go through this structure, in which basically he started with mentioning about the main problem, which is attention building and trust building is getting way harder with the goldfish attention economy. And then he calls out the target audience, which is mostly business owners, and then he mentioned about the main problems, attention economy. Then he introduced himself, the company, and his masterclass, and promised 3 key results. After that, he basically gave the guarantee. He showed us a lot of proof, and in last, he just said that join now or whatever. Now, if you notice, after this VSL, it is already creating a new hope for new business owners or existing business owner for 2026. Now, if you notice, we have date flexibility here, which rarely shows in any other coaches event pages. With this, first, the prospect never need to worry about their schedule to join this event, and second, they get into a habit of hosting event every single week, which will not be a blue moon thing for you anymore, and you get into a habit of even selling to an audience. That is quite rare. And then he showcases the value of the event, then some logos, and then he has a section in which he basically explaining the dream outcome in viewer prospect. So position yourself for a breakout year. Inflation is spiking, consumers are cautious, competition is fierce, but with the with the right strategies you can double your revenue. Basically, this is a section in which dream outcome is getting romanticized. And then the next section is about webinar components. Just after this, we have a CTA section, and then we have this main proof part, which almost everyone neglects. And even we are trying to like track these numbers regularly for our clients so that we can optimize this number, and second add this in the website as a testimonial as well, because it creates a huge testimonial in terms of how many people joined and how many people stayed at the end. And then we have about like screenshots of the testimonials and CTA section about the author and the testimonial from each and every niche or from each and every target audience. One thing you can copy right now and have your quick wins as early as possible is just copy the date flexibility part, and second, copy the VSL structure. If you are thinking this was it, if you are thinking that copying this will increase your conversion rate by 1,000 or this is not how things work, then you are wrong, because now the main funnel game has just started. So if someone registers and obviously they get to fill up the form, they have the Zoom logo above so that it does not confuse anyone regarding where the session will be held. Then they have the lead qualification system where they utilize the rule number 14. What was rule number 14 about? The premium pyramid rule, which basically means use data to sort your leads into a pyramid and reserve your time and premium offers. You just offer your premium offers to these people. One thing to make sure is to give the viewer a better reason. If you see the reason, you can understand that anyone can fill this form up. You can see he's giving a better reason to fill the form and asking a very small amount of question. Then we have the thank you page. And before I even go through this, if you have ever promoted your event, you probably would have got around 50 to 100 signups. But how many add to calendars do you get generally? From my observation, for every 20 entries, you get one yes in RSVP. Sometimes users just don't know that they also should press on the yes button to add event into the calendar. But this thing from here I'm going to share will definitely increase the number from 1 add to calendar to 10 add to calendar, sometimes even more than 10. So in thank you page, Daniel doesn't leave you on a blank page where it is mentioned that thank you for submitting the form. He literally has another page where with his another video saying you are in, here's my lead magnet as a gift, and please add the event into the calendar. And second, he's saying to use the scorecard before getting into the event, before coming to the event. And that's where his first lead magnet comes in. Here's the first lead magnet comes in. So hard to, yes, here's his first lead magnet comes in. And he's not just saying in video to add the event in calendar, but he even added the functionality here to add the event in the calendar by just one click. By only going through this, I was like, I should copy this for my clients as well. But so with speed, I had to make this using GPT 5.1 because I don't love Lovable Website Builder because it's just not for me. I'm a technical developer guy and I always need some independence to play things around. Then he added his another lead magnet, which is an ebook actually related to the event. Then some testimonials here, and then his main book as a book promotion. So after this, you will get an SMS and email with the details. Now notice the clever technique to get out of the spam folder here. In first email, he sent the confirmation with details about the event content, like what they can expect from the event, what will be the real focus of the event. With that, he also shares his main book, which we can refer as second lead magnet. So if you notice, he's just not throwing his lead magnet around like you need this or whatever. He's giving the lead magnets out at a very specific stages, and in second email you will notice a complete strange part here. In first email you get the email from different address, in second email you get the email from different address, and in second email, here's the clever thing: we all know emails sent by the event system always land somehow in promotions or in spam sometime. That's why Daniel sends his second email using different address, and that email is so short around if the user got the mm, details or not. You can even read this email like, did you get the email, did you get the event details I sent you yesterday? Reason I ask is sometimes email software can be funny, and that first email gets trapped in spam. So if you got the email, just let me know by replying to this email. So in third email, he shares the intent behind creating this event, which helps the user to number one, build a familiarity with him, and hence watches the video. And by now, Daniel has already fulfilled his second rule, which was around 7-11-4 rule, I guess, in which he is saying your before you even ask for your first sales, your prospect should went through 7 hours of your content with 11 touch point with 4 different contexts. And now here's the 4 context around why he created this event, which is basically a short emotional story. And where was I? Yes, so he have already gone through the 7 touch points by now and 4 different context as well. 7 touch point basically video ad, sales ad, video ad, sales page, thank you page, lead magnet, and replying to the second email, because he is literally asking you to reply on the second email, and then again you are hearing his story and watching the 30 to 40 minute video, which also fulfills the 7 hour content rule as well. In fourth email, he shares his personal story this time, and in fifth email, he just creates curiosity around the event by keeping so many questions, so many interesting questions, I would say, unanswered. His other funnels are just a ditto copy of this main funnel, which means why this is lagging. Okay, so his other funnel is just a ditto copy of this main funnel, which basically means this thing actually works. And why wouldn't it work? It has all the required touch points, it has all the required clear steps, it has a lead qualification system as well without making the viewer uncomfortable or anxious about like getting the details. And it is a prime example of how a funnel should be. Now, if you want this board, you can obviously check the link in the description below. And if you want the help with the funnel and write systems into your business, I have attached my scheduler link below, and you can put a dot in my diary and have a free strategy call right there. I have attached this board in the description, repeating again, and important links like content swipe wise, ad swipe wise, and even the lead magnet swipe wise as well. So this was my video of breaking down Daniel Priestley's funnel. If you also want to see the breakdown of Alex Hormozzi's funnel and Tony Robbins funnel, click the subscribe button below. I post this type of content every single week. Thank you.